This is the Vietnamese Navy headquarters in Saigon, home port for all units of the Vietnamese Navy Fleet Command. Nearby is the Naval Shipyard, Saigon. Built by the French in the 1880s, the shipyard was occupied by the Japanese in World War II. It currently plays a major role in maintaining the effectiveness of the Vietnamese Navy. At the north end of the shipyard is the building which houses the offices of the Fleet Command. It has at its disposal more than 50 ships and other support craft, all American-made. On any given day, Fleet Command units can be seen here between patrols. Others are deployed to the coastal zones or in the Delta. An LST, a PCE, Patrol Craft Escort, an LSSL, Landing Ship Support Large, a PGM, Motor Gunboat, and other craft. If you're assigned to the Fleet Command, you'll be advisor to one of these. From Saigon, ships and craft of the Fleet Command are deployed to coastal zone commanders in the 4 coastal zones. The coastal zone headquarters are located at Da Nang, Nha Trang, Vung Tau, and An Toi. Other units operate from the 3rd Riverine Area Headquarters at Saigon and the 4th Riverine Area Headquarters at Can Tho, and from the Rung Sat Special Zone Headquarters at Na Bay. This PCE is engaged in a gunfire mission in support of a village south of Da Nang. Ships of the Fleet Command are used ever more frequently in this type of operation. You've been out of Saigon 20 days on this deployment. The PCE has been patrolling an 80-mile strip of the 1st coastal zone. Now you're disrupting some Viet Cong activities ashore. You found the gun crew quite able, maybe needing help with the fuse setter or a little pointer here and there, but getting the rounds off fairly well. A training program to make them even sharper wouldn't be hard for you to arrange, with the skipper's approval. Your principal mission is patrol, to prevent infiltration by the VC or shipment of supplies to him. That means stopping as many of the junks, trawlers, and sampans as you can and searching them. You can't stop them all, there are just too many. But the commanding officer of your ship will concentrate on areas where the enemy is thought to be active and search as many as he can. This is a typical incident. The search of a junk laden with ice and vegetables in the Gulf of Thailand. Legitimate fishermen or traders will have identification papers. They'll be examined for possible forgery. Experienced searchers know pretty well where to look for contraband, amid the cargo, under the floorboards, in the bilge. If anything suspicious is found, the men will be taken on board for delivery to the provincial authorities. If they're cleared, the CO will send them on their way after passing out psychological warfare material and thanking them for their cooperation. Chances are that your quarters aboard ship will be shared with a Vietnamese officer. It gets pretty hot in these latitudes. You won't spend too much time down below. Rice, seafoods, and vegetables are basic to the Vietnamese mess. You'll have tea or beer along with the meal. Your counterpart speaks English fairly well. The other officers perhaps less well. The CO will translate for you if necessary. Some of them will have served aboard our 7th Fleet ships as part of their training. Others will have seen duty with the French, and some are ex-merchant marine sailors. For the most part, they like Americans and are glad to have you aboard.
Today, we have Lesson 9. We have the following words. East,
Most Vietnamese have a
west,
desire to learn English.
south,
If you offer to teach when ship's routine permits, you'll get a lot of takers.
weather,
Instruction books from the Vietnamese American Association make your job easy. For you, it'll be mostly a matter of correcting pronunciations or explaining simple sentence construction.
very good.
For the Vietnamese, it's a lot of fun, and they'll be practicing their new English words on you from then on.
Good. Now, the weather is fine.
The weather is fine.
Very good.
You'll be involved from time to time in civic action or psychological operations. Today, you're going ashore with your counterpart to visit an isolated island village. Do not underestimate the importance of this part of your duties. All over Asia, for millions of people, life is a struggle for existence. Any helpful action, however small it may seem to us, is a blessing to them. A wide variety of materials may be distributed in a mission of this kind. In this case, the items ranged from cooking oil for the women of the village to soft drink flavoring for the children, and Psy-War posters and pamphlets. At the same time, a Vietnamese Navy corpsman may set up a small clinic and do what he can to help the villagers with their medical problems. They seldom see a doctor, so this Vietnamese sailor is a welcome visitor. Your counterpart speaks briefly to the villagers, telling them the government is determined to throw the invaders out of the homeland. He asks the people to keep faith with their government, to resist the Viet Cong. It's a big day for the village. They won't forget it in a long, long time. When you're on patrol, you'll probably visit zone headquarters about once a week. The routine generally is 6 days at sea and 2 days alongside to take on fresh foods and fuel. This is Da Nang, headquarters of the 1st Coastal Zone. In port, you'll continue to check regularly with your counterpart and assist in any way you can, especially when it comes to planning your next operation. In a gunfire mission in support of land operations, your responsibility is crucial. You're on your radio, acting as the communications link between the sector and subsector headquarters and your ship commander. A spotter on land or in the air gives you the spots, which you pass on to your commander, who gives them to the gunnery officer, who computes the data and passes it to the gun crew. The effectiveness of your ship's fire against the enemy may well be the decisive factor ashore. In addition to the coastal zones, the Fleet Command operates in the Rung Sat Special Zone. This is an area of intricate waterways and dense growth just south of Saigon, through which pass the main river channels to the sea. Parts of this area have been sanitized, but other regions are still infested with Viet Cong. This is a Fleet Command LSIL on duty in the Soi Rap River. Ships like this are used for base defense, for patrol, troop lift, and in supporting land operations. Each has a U.S. advisor aboard. There's plenty of firepower on these ships, and it is often put to good use. The LSSLs perform much the same function in the river environment. Bends in the river are favorite spots for the enemy to lie in wait, then hit and run. When the ship slows for the turn, Charlie may suddenly rake the decks, or even send in a few rounds of recoilless rifle fire. Units of the Fleet Command are in some kind of action against the enemy nearly every day in the Delta. Here is an MLMS, motor launch minesweeper, working on the Long Tao River, the primary shipping route into Saigon. Craft like this, with American advisors aboard, sweep the main channels every day. The PGMs, beyond their coastal surveillance tasks, are also getting into action in the Rung Sat more and more. These ships and craft of the Fleet Command play an important role in naval operations from the rivers of the Delta to the coastal waters from Antoy to Da Nang. U.S. Navy advisors in Vietnam find themselves on many types of craft, in all kinds of environment and weather. It is a far-ranging, challenging job in which your best abilities are needed. Our Navy has a nearly 200-year tradition behind it. The Vietnamese Navy is relatively young to be engaged in a vicious, deadly war. It is, in truth, our war as much as theirs. Ours because South Vietnam is the focal point of the main communist thrust toward dominating all of Southeast Asia. The future of this great region is being decided for generations to come. And in that decision, you have a vital part to play.